Chocolates. Chocolate stick.
The movie Coco, right?
Yes, yes.
Coco. Okay.
Yeah, awesome,
Nice.
right? I read Coco. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, guys. Like a lovely movie, you should all go watch. It's available on a Hotstar, and then I heard like every time my brand ambassador for Hotstar, I just get a premium extra month. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So we just got a last movie, guys. It's like super easy, and I'm sure all of you watch this movie. Pakka, okay? So who'd like to volunteer? Anybody from the online meeting? The hybrid guys are crying here, so I just can't pull anyone in here. So
Sham.
Sham. Yeah, Toastmaster Sham. Come on. I'm just gonna text you the name. I'm sure we all watched this movie
Okay.
as well. Yeah, so I'm just gonna send it to you.
Toastmaster Sham, have you received it?
Yeah, I'm just
And
looking. What should I demonstrate for this?
I'm not getting it.
You have
Just
to
a
like turn
second.
it.
Yeah, just a second.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, Toastmaster Sham. I'm not able
Am
to
I-
see you.
am I- Yeah, now am I visible?
Yes,
Yes, you are.
Okay.
3 words. Alcohol.
Yeah.
Yes or no? Alcohol.
And then
Sleep. Drink and sleep.
okay.
Is it an English movie?
It is an English movie, guys. It's
Yeah.
like a Hollywood
Yeah, it's
blockbuster.
English
Okay?
movie.
All of
Is
you
it
watch
the
this movie. I
Hangover?
guarantee you that.
Yeah, that's the one.
What's the one?
Someone told it.
Hangover.
Hangover.
Yeah, see, Shruti got it.
Yeah.
Come on. There's booze and sleeping, and there's hangover. That's like my life every day, guys. I come from lab back, and then I don't realize what's happening the very next day. So jokes apart. Okay. Okay, Hangover is one of my all-time favorites movie because that's how I correlate my life as. I go to classes and I come back. I sleep and the next day I wake up. I don't remember what happened the previous day, and I'm somehow been passing engineering for the past 3 years. All hail God. This is where I believe in the existence of God. Okay, so moving on, you're going to the actual formal session of a meeting. That's the prepared speeches session. So we've got our first speaker, and that's Toastmaster Prakash. He's going to give us icebreaker today, and his speech title is called as Philosophies of Prakash, and his individual evaluator is Toastmaster Venu. And here's a lucky coincidence, both of them are here. So I'd just like to call upon Toastmaster Venu so he can tell us more about Toastmaster Prakash's project. Over to you, Toastmaster Venu.
Thank you, TM. The purpose of this project is to familiarize himself to the club and to learn the basic structure of the speech. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Prakash. All the best.
Timer, please note the speech timing is from 4 to 6. 4 green, 5 yellow, and 6 red. 6 to 6.5 buffer time, again, which is red.
Yeah, shall I go?
Yeah, go ahead. Announce title. Name, title.
Okay, Toastmaster Prakash. Philosophies of Prakash. Philosophies of Prakash. Toastmaster Prakash.
Hoping for the best, prepared for the worst, and unsurprised by anything in between. Good morning, one and all, the guests, the club members, and everybody present in the meeting. I am Prakash. I'm currently in my third year of BTech in Electronics and Communications Engineering. Here before you to present my icebreaker speech. I know it's too late for a third year guy to give icebreaker speech, but still I'm making my step here. So yeah, so in order to prepare for this speech, I actually went through a lot of videos on YouTube. actually see what people deliver in an actual Toastmaster icebreaker speech. Then it seemed to me like a lot of them sounded like a literally sound mini autobiography of themselves, highlighting all the major happenings in their life. But I thought I'll do it something in a different way. So I thought I'll introduce myself with the philosophies I believe in and the ones that I believe guides me through situations. So the number one, mindset is everything. So in order to set your mind to achieve something, you got to think like a robot. So what do I mean by saying think like a robot? In this regard, I would like to recall on incident from my 12th class. It was the time of intense JE preparation, and like a typical 12th standard guy doing school sessions and then going for a coaching session and all of that. So my mind it was fixed that I am not made for JE. So I had simultaneously started preparation for other tier 2 colleges entrances, and one of them was VIT Triple E. So on one day, I was amazed to find myself actually solve a VIT Triple E question. Not only because it was a complex question, but also because it was the same question I was struggling with some days earlier when I saw that in a JE question paper. That's when I got to realize that I was associating unnecessary difficulty complexion to the questions in JE, and I was not really analyzing the question properly. So, given any critical situation, you just get rid of your emotions, keep your emotions in control, and make decision properly. Be it the problems that comes on paper or the ones that life throws at you. Second philosophy is one second. Second philosophy is everything around you that you call life is made by humans that were no smarter than you. I hope many of you would have listened to this quote. This is by Steve Jobs. So this I associate a lot of depth to this quote because this got me intrigued about humans, their existence, psychology, and their evolution and survival. So, and the third philosophy is not everything you expect to be great is that rewarding, and not everything you fear about is going to be that fatal. My expectations are a mix of definite pessimism and definite optimism. So, I guess it's the fourth one. The fourth one is only takeaway that you must take away from a failure is the reason why it failed. A lot of people don't take on a new path because they fear. I mean, they have the fear of failure. The fear of failure because they have a complexion of what other people would think if they fail. You just have to drop that, bury that down somewhere else because people are too busy to remember about your failure and point them at you at a later point in time. So you gotta embrace the journey, embrace solving the problem, and watch yourself come out of the situation. And I think I forgot one, so I'll just sum it up. And those are my philosophies that helps me a lot in my daily day-to-day lives. And as a part of conclusion, I would like to confess that the public speaking was always my favorite thing, but I never made any attempt to get better at it. So I know it's late, the third year of my engineering. I don't even know if I'll be able to attend more meetings from now on. But it was in my first year, I had a dream to actually come to a club, a Toastmaster club meeting and deliver at least one speech. So that checklist of mine is now done. Thank you. This is Toastmaster Prakash signing off.
Great icebreaker speech, Toastmaster Prakash. You look like you're very fluent, and this didn't seem like this was your first speech in a public forum. Kudos on that. So next up, we've got another icebreaker speech, and it's going to be delivered by this lovely girl. Her name is Priyadarshini. So Toastmaster Priyadarshini is going to give her icebreaker speech today, and we've got her individual evaluator here, Toastmaster Hari Prashant. Over to you, Toastmaster Hari Prashant.
Greetings to one and all, and a special greetings to my target speaker, Toastmaster Priyadarshini. Toastmaster Priyadarshini will be attempting her level 1 project 1, that is icebreaker. The purpose of this speech is to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of the public speaking. All the best, Toastmaster Priyadarshini. Over to you, TM Modi.
Thank you so much for that individual evaluator. Toastmaster Priyadarshini, the power of passion. The power of passion, Toastmaster Priyadarshini. Over to you.
Hope I'm visible and audible.
Yeah, you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I will be giving my icebreaker speech, which is a chance for me to introduce myself. For those who don't know me, my name is Roshni, and like all of you, I am a person made from my past experiences. I am here today because I am hopeful that this particular experience will make me a better person tomorrow. Why art has power to change the world? Throughout different points in our lives, there are certain moments where we feel captivated by a particular work of art. It might be at the very moment where we set a foot in a museum, where we saw something that immediately caught our attention. It could also be that moment where we felt magically awed by a beautiful painting or sculpture. Whatever it is, some form of arts can be so powerful. They leave lingering sensation that spark a flame and create a swirl of enraptured emotions inside our heart. I love to paint different things, especially the landscape, blue skies, the views of city, etc. I wish someday I will arrange for a painting exhibition. I paint out of my imagination. I look for I look from my escape in painting so that I can breathe, think about my issues in my own space. When I get challenges, instead of overthinking, I tend to draw my energy into painting because the brush has a vibe with me. It is also beneficial for me from several aspects and makes me free of mental worries. It is like a healing process to me when I am concerned. It is the way to communicate with my inner self. The painting expresses what I feel or imagine outside. I have grown up, priorities have changed, but since that time, my patience on doing details over my drawing or painting is still the same. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my art teacher for tuning me throughout this beautiful journey. Why I have chosen ECE? My dad always says that I should aim high from my very young age. So I thought highest thing in the world is sky, and I started to observe that. I found cell towers, aeroplanes, sun, stars, moon. So I was wondering how everything works or how everything communicates. Then I discovered this field of engineering that is electronics and communication engineering, and this is really interesting. I love looking at stars, and stargazing is really enjoyable hobby. I have seen this internet that our college has a very vast ground, and stargazing from that ground would be really awesome. But in present situation, I think our batch reopen might get delayed. Hope I get into campus, and I'm too excited to experience all these fun activities. So whenever I'm upset, I just go out and look at the sky. I remember this quote said by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, "Look at the sky. We are not alone. The whole universe is friendly to us and conspires to give only the best to those who dream and work." In grade 10, I was in hostel, so it was revision phase. We are allowed to sit anywhere. And I took a place in corridor where sky view was clear. Then studying, I just keep on watching the sky more. It was November 14, 2018. I saw something different on the sky, which released more smoke, and it was fast moving. It was social science class, so I asked my ma'am whether it is GSLV, and she said, "Yeah, it is." It was such a magical moment, and I was the happiest because the launch vehicle which I witnessed has been successful launch, and it was new record of putting the heaviest satellite in orbit by an Indian launch vehicle. When you really like something, you often don't give it a second thought. Without realizing, it becomes a staple in your life, like food or water, and you can't imagine its absence. It's a part of you. That's how music is to me. Music moved on from being a small part of my life to a passion. The first thing that comes to my mind when I think why I'm passionate about music is music is something relaxing to me. It takes me to a whole new world where there are no worries, no assignments, or no deadlines. It holds my attention and is probably the only thing which I can concentrate on without getting distracted. To me, music is more than just sound. It is an art with rhythm, tune, emotion. You all must have known this. In Harry Potter movie, Vance chose wizards. Similarly, the king of instrument violin has chosen me, and I'm learning Carnatic violin music. If I get an opportunity, we'll present it somewhere. Throughout this journey, I realized hard work makes magic. Also, practice and consistency can fetch desired result. And finally, I have begun a new journey, and I never thought I would take this up. Public speaking is something which I fear the most. And this is my very first time where I prepared my script on my own. Also, I have never presented for such long time. But this task was really fun. I could recollect all the beautiful memories. I'm sure I'm gonna have great time here in learning new things. Thank you.
Okay, I was on mute. I'm sorry for that, guys. Okay, that was a fantabulous speech, Toastmaster Priyadarshini. So much energy and you're so much vibrant. and we're very happy to have you in our ATC's family. Okay, so next up, we've got a final prepared speech for the day, and it's going to be delivered by Toastmaster Hasmita. She's going to give her level 2 project 2 speech, and her individual evaluator is Toastmaster Chaitanya. Over to you, Toastmaster Chaitanya.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Hashmita will be presenting her Level 2 Project 2 speech today. The purpose of her speech is to apply the feedback she got from her previous evaluator and present a speech applying the feedback. But since she does not have the feedback today, I will be evaluating her on a general note. All the best to Toastmaster Hashmita. Over to you.
Am I audible?
Okay, Toastmaster Hasmita, Toolkit. Toolkit Toastmaster Hasmita.
Am I audible, guys?
Yes, you are.
Welcome to Know My Toolkit, fellow Toastmasters and guests. In my childhood, I used to think that my parents would take care of me my entire life and give me chocolates and every single thing I asked for. I would dream that my parents would make me an excellent pop star with a band like Dixie Chicks or some cute classical singer, etc., etc. I'm a massive fan of music. I used to sing till I was 16 years old. I used to dance as well. I used to do that too till I was 16 years old. Now I try to get every opportunity to sing. I sang a college prayer too. It was fun, but that's not the gist today. The gist is I used to live under a cloud that I formed for myself, thinking that my parents started it and they built a cloud around me. They have given me every single thing, literally every single thing. Trust me. They got me a cute little boat in a village when I was 9 years old, and it was just because I asked for it. And they never let me depend on anyone else other than them. Till I was 15 years old, I thought, this is it. This is my life. I can get anything I want. I can become whatever I want. They'll make me become whatever I want. And I just have to ask my mom or dad. It's just that simple. I don't have to work for it or anything like that. And I somehow took it as a pride that the least I could do was to get embarrassed over it. Even if I'm sorry, it's not that I can stop using my parents' money or what my parents give me. I don't think that's fair because they work so hard to build everything just for me. I somehow never understood the concept of independence at that point of time. And I used to think, why should I struggle so hard just like them? They already did everything they could and they are giving me everything now. So all I needed to do is just go to them and just ask them. And it'll be that simple, right? And then there was this day, my English teacher in my 10th grade told me to write an essay on women's empowerment. I told her, sorry, but I won't write this essay. I don't want to be a woman who should struggle to get empowered. I'm fine being this little girl to my parents. They give me everything. I don't want to be empowered by something else, and my parents empower me. That's enough for me. And this somehow irked my teacher, and she called my mom. She was with my mom in the cabin for like 4 hours. I till today don't know what exactly happened in that cabin. And my mom came out of the cabin very calmly, very cheerfully. She took me home, bought me an ice cream that I had been asking for over a week. And I ate that ice cream in midst of all the chaos. And she bought me another ice cream. I ate that too. She kept on giving me ice cream every single day for a month. That actually made me sick of ice creams, and I never eat them even today. One day, she got me the ice cream, and I told her, please stop feeding me this crap. I don't like it anymore. I cannot even identify the flavors anymore. I'm not having fun with it. And she said, okay. From the next day, she never brought me the ice cream, but she told me that I needed to shelf the clean utensils and shelf the clean clothes. And the next day, she told me I had to do this. It's a mandatory task. And that was the first time I did those things. And of course, I messed up big time. And it has become a tradition that I had to do those in home. And one day I missed to do those tasks and I skipped a day. And that night I have never been more hungrier or tired. Yet she told me to finish those tasks and then eat. I finished them, and then of course I ate like a happy baby dinosaur. I was satisfied, and I was satisfied, and I was happy. I was chill, and then she gave me an ice cream as a treat. I hated it, but then I somehow enjoyed it. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, she told me. I told this to my mom that I somehow enjoyed the ice cream you gave me, but I still hate the ice cream. And she told me she told me to consider it as a food for my labor, because I work so hard. And then she gave me a huge speech, which I remember till today. She told me nothing is fun when you get it for free, either be it from your parents or anyone else. You need to work for it. You need to earn it. And you, even if you get it for free, it's not the same. When you earn it or when you work for it, that is when you feel delighted, even if you hate the results. You're going to love it because you actually work for it. She told me, I love you. I'm earning for you, and when you enjoy it, it gives me satisfaction and motivation to work even more. You empower me, but my hard work empowered me before I got you. You saw me flourishing in my career. I got there because I worked hard for it. I worked hard for myself first. You will be like, okay. After saying this, this basically motivated me a lot, and she also taught this important point that it is never a struggle to work for yourself, and this point has literally changed everything for me. And that day I finished the whole speech that my teacher had given me, and I gave it to my teacher. Yet she didn't give me an O grade. That's unimportant, but this whole incident has essentially shaped my entire future completely. And I was finally out of that thought, and I felt sorry for myself for thinking like that. And I've become open to experiences like a lot. I firmly understood that I need to learn from every little thing life teaches me, or every little thing people around teach me. These lessons have become a toolkit for me and toolkit of my life. And when I find myself in a mess, I bring this lesson or a tool out from the toolkit and try to patch the situation. No matter what, thank your English teachers. They could be the reason, directly or indirectly, that you are here today, and of course, your moms. Anyways, I got an A in English that year. I probably would have gotten an A plus if I hadn't submitted that paper 2 months later. My teacher has asked me to submit it. And that is it. Thank you everyone for this opportunity. Over to the preceding Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hasmita. That was a fabulous speech. Okay, so moving on, we've got another fun table topic session by Toastmaster Pooja. So, Toastmaster Pooja, please come and shower us with some of your other table topics.
Thank you. Welcome to the second table topic session. Do we have any volunteers? Any guests?
Priyanka.
Priyanka, do you like to volunteer?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, so these topics, I really enjoy watching pageants and how confident women are portrayed there. So my favorite part is the question and answer round. So I have picked some questions which really inspired me. So the first question for you is, do you think ignorance is bliss? Do you think ignorance is bliss? Over to you.
Ignorance itself has different meanings in different terms. In whatever we want, whatever consent we take, ignorance has its own meaning, I guess. Sometimes ignorance has been good in my life, and ignorance has been bad coming to an overall experience. Everywhere, every like small things, sometimes it is good we notice everything, but sometimes it is not nice if we just ignore and like pass on. Recently, this thought came to my mind, and I started writing a speech. I started writing a poem on change. That poem essentially compiles like change. We ignore the core, and then we go to the next part. But it's not just ignoring; it is just developing. Sometimes it gets developed. So that's what I got an idea of myself after that. After writing that one, so I think ignorance is a bliss sometimes, and it is not according to the situation. Thank you.
That was amazing. Any other volunteers?
Shruti.
Toastmaster Shruti, would you like to volunteer?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So the topic for you is looking at the mirror, what do you see? Looking at the mirror, what do you see? Over to you.
Thank you. Every time I look at the mirror, the very first thing I say are all the faults in my body which I would like to change. Things such as do I have very dark circles underneath my eyes? Am I getting enough sleep? Does my hair look pretty today? Does it not look pretty? Do I need to change my clothes? Do I not need to change my clothes? All these insecurities run through my head. Then I start looking at things in my body that I could possibly change. Like, do I need to get into more shape? Do I need to again, like, do I need to change clothes? All of these run through. Then I start daydreaming as I'm looking through the mirror. I start seeing what I could be once I change few things in myself, or start seeing things which I would like to see in myself. Then finally, then comes the whole confusing reality with my daydreams, where I start pretending as if I'm someone else and start enjoying myself eventually. So it's basically like a form of acceptance. Every time I look at the mirror, looking at myself, seeing my faults, seeing what I could become, and then finally accepting myself. So looking at a mirror is like a journey of finding myself every single time. So thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. Any other volunteers? The next topic. Toast. Guest Rahul, would you like to volunteer?
Yes, I could do it.
So the question for you is, it's a little bit tricky. So last year, CEOs in the US made around 300 times the average worker's salary. So, there's a huge difference between the salaries of normal workers and the CEOs. Should the government impose boundaries on salaries for executives? What do you think?
So, in my opinion, I think that there should be less economic gap because all of them put their work for an organization's growth. So, there should be a minimum salary to which the base level workers should get what they deserve, and CEOs should be paid like what they deserve actually, because they shouldn't be paid unconditionally, and yeah, and the amount which they are paid should be exactly given for the work which they do, and they deserve what they actually like. They should get the salary what they actually deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. It's a tricky question, but you answered it beautifully. Any other volunteers for the next topic? So we have Toastmaster Pratna here. I think this topic is best for her. The topic is what makes you blush. Okay, Toastmaster Pooja. Can you guys hear me? Okay, Toastmaster Pooja. Just regret being your friend at this one very point.
You know exactly what makes me blush, and you know I cannot talk about that table topic at this one very point. My God, look at everybody's having fun in this hybrid meeting. What makes me blush? Okay, okay. I like a couple of guys. Okay. Don't judge me when I say couple. Okay. The world is very beautiful and there's too many options. Okay, I just like to like look at them. Okay, wow, looks nice. I just won't go bother them. Okay, don't think of me that way. I'm not a stalker or a pessimist. I just like look at them, stare at them, and then pass awkward comments to my friends, being this Toastmaster Puja, and I just move on. Okay, and these are things which makes me blush. But you know, all these jokes about and the truths about my relationship, failed relationships, the one thing that actually makes me blush is every time I go to my house and I do something I've accomplished, and my parents, especially my father, when he says a very good pratna, it's not blushing. It just makes me feel so nice. And yeah, I blush. It's like I love my dad too much, and I feel nice when I'm validated and appreciated for what I have. So that is that one true point. I feel shy. I feel loved. I feel nice. And if that isn't what blushing is about, then I do not know what blushing is. Thank you so much for this awesome topic, Toastmaster Puja. Thank you, Toastmaster Pratna. That was adorable. So we have our last topic. Any volunteers?
Grishma.
Toastmaster Grishma, would you like to volunteer?
Yeah, actually, I was about to volunteer. I mean, I was about to tell my name myself, but then I thought if I take up the topic, who will time me? So, yeah.
Okay,
Anyways,
okay.
yeah.
That's not a problem. Okay. So the topic for you is, if you were God for a day, how would you change the world? If you were a God for a day, how would you change the world? Over to you.
Okay. So if I were a god, okay. Basically, I don't think so. God has a huge task because it's already made everything set into place. So if I were a god, I would actually change the dynamics of certain things. For example, like um, I would basically increase the amount of time that is there between the night. I mean, between after the midnight and before the early morning. That is the time where basically I sleep. So I would like to increase that and make it like a 12-hour gap between you sleep and wake up. You would say that I'll have to sleep early, but that is an impossible task. And after that, I will actually try to convince the world leaders to actually remove all the boundaries. Like if I have to go somewhere, I'll have to carry my passport, my visa, and all that stuff. I would like actually want them to stop having those boundaries. Like actually, it will cause lot of problems, but disregarding them, I would like to remove all the boundaries. And next, basically, I would remove the concept of hell and heaven. I'm not sure if it is uh, right to talk about that now, but yeah, these are the few things that I would like to amend.
Thank you, Mr. Grishma. That was really great. And I really think everyone should try modeling and try participating in pageants, because all those answers were really great. And we had a great session today. So, over to the team, Modi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pooja. So now the meeting is coming to an end, and it's making me realize that I'm just gonna miss all of you. And the last two is just gonna be me about talking about like weird customs around the world. Farewell is a very special thing. A few people in the world think beating farewell is a very bad thing. They think it contaminates their souls or it contaminates their holy place. But a couple of others, they celebrate death. They celebrate farewell. See, farewell just doesn't mean death. Just saying bye to your friends, moving on, going to the next phase in life. So honestly, when you lose something, it just means that you're going to go to another phase and you're going to meet more beautiful people. And coming to this point, I thought I must share this one small incident with you guys. When someone dies in my family, we celebrate. We celebrate a lot. it's like we just want to celebrate their life. People will be shocked. Okay, there's like cartons and cartons of alcohol coming, and we just put crackers, and we have a blast. It's not that we forget the dead. Okay, it's that we know that the dead would like to enjoy us in their name, so we just have fun. And that's how we are. That's how we bid farewell. And there are a lot of other customs throughout the world to say farewell. But when you come to ATC, I know that in ATC the only way we say farewell is conducting a full-on sessions and using the president's gavel and basically hitting on everybody's head. So this is ATC's customized way of having a farewell. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna miss all of you. But before I finish my awesome session, we've just got another bit. It's called as the evaluator session. So I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Venu, who's the individual evaluator of Toastmaster Prakash. Okay, that was supposed to be done by the general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Bhavish.
Okay, before I go ahead with the general evaluation session, let's go ahead with the best prepared speaker poll. I request everybody to quickly vote for the polls that will be displayed right now. Thank you all. I'll quickly post another poll for the best table topic speaker. I kindly request all to take another 20 seconds to finish this. Thank you all for casting your votes. I call upon Toastmaster Venu Madhav to evaluate Toastmaster Prakash.
Thank you, G. Mind sets everything. What a motivation for me to evaluate Toastmaster Prakash. Just to relate, he is a very good friend of mine from my ECE department. He is generally very composed by nature. Without further ado, I'll come to the positives of the speech. Uh, Comfortability rate. He was like very casual in throughout his speech. It doesn't even look like his first speech. Was very matured in his speech, in the delivery of speech, very naturally listing out truths of life he has experienced throughout his life. He was very composed throughout the meeting. There was no tense moment for him. Then the structure of the speech. This was basically a motivational speech. It's very rare that someone gives icebreaker as motivation because everyone are afraid of giving motivational speech. But Toastmaster Prakash did it successfully. This motivational speech was boiled down to point wise for listeners to easily remember the points. For example, the story of JEE and problem solving were very much relatable. Summing all those points at the end was a very good idea, so that there will be something for the listeners to take away home. Coming to the areas where the speaker can practice, it was gestures. I sensed that Toastmaster Prakash was not knowing where to keep his hands while speaking, while delivering the speech. For example, keeping hands in the pocket or bringing them at the center. So for this, my advice will be that Toastmaster Prakash can practice gestures while delivering a speech, while practicing speech. For example, he can wave his hands rhythmically with the speech, or even he can show numbers like 2, 3 through hands and bring out some tangibility while speaking. To sum up my evaluation, Toastmaster Prakash was very comfortable while delivering his speech, and it was a well-structured motivational speech which was delivered successfully. To challenge himself, he can work on the gestures by practicing while bringing out gestures while practicing his speech. Thank you. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venumadhav. We have Toastmaster Hari Prasad here to evaluate Toastmaster Priyadarshini. Over to Toastmaster Hari Prasad. Yes, Toastmaster.
Greetings to one and all once again. First of all, congratulations Toastmaster Priyadarshini on completing level 1 project 1 icebreaker. What an inspiring speech that was. The topic you chose, the power of passion. I don't think you could have chosen any other title appropriate than this. Let's see how you have gone through the speeches. First, you described how art inspires you. As a paintist, as an artist, I can understand how we can create a fantasy world and how we can live around them. And you have described it very clearly, and how painting inspires you rather than overthinking and wasting the time. And you also used the analogy of Harry Potter on how the wand of Harry Potter chose him and how the violin chose you and made it unique. That really kudos for that. And you also used the quote which was told by APJ Abdul Kalam sir, look at the sky, we are not alone. The whole universe is friendly to us and conspires only give us the best to those who dream and work. What a line that was, and I don't know how you have chosen that particular quote for your speech, which was really appropriate. And the comfort level throughout your speech, it didn't seem like you are delivering your first speech. It was calm throughout the speech, like you were managing your stress level very well. And one more thing the reason for that was your preparation. You have prepared it so well that it didn't seem like a first speech. And you also had a very good start, and the energy of you throughout the speech, that was really awesome. And let's come to the areas where you can work on. I would challenge you to use the vocal variety. If you see a speech, the space was high throughout the entire speech. But what I would suggest is to increase the audience awareness and audience engagement. You can use your vocal variety, like you can increase your volume when you want to stress something, and you can decrease the volume when you sound when you want to really feel that moment. So that was the only thing which you have to work on. And to challenge yourself, I would suggest to use some expressions while you are describing how each passion drives you. To sum up, the positives are it went in a clear flow. There was no stall. Your preparation was good, and you supported your speech with quotes. And it was a good start, and it was an energetic too. And you also used physical gestures that I haven't seen anyone using in their first speech. That was really awesome. And the areas where you can work on is vocal variety. And to challenge yourself, use expression while you're delivering your next speech. Thank you. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hari Prasad. Next up, we have Toastmaster Chaitanya here to evaluate Toastmaster Hasmita. Over to you, Toastmaster Chaitanya.
Thank you. I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Hashmita on completing her level 2 project 2. Coming to the positives of her speech, I may say that Toastmaster Hashmita is a great storyteller. Not only is the story she used very personal and very relatable, it is also the way she says the story. So at the beginning, I could not really get where she was going with the story. I was constantly thinking, what is she trying to imply? What is she trying to say? Where, in which direction is this going? But then this is not a bad thing, because this adds an element of mystery to the story. Now, when you're using a lot of examples, and when you're just saying personal experiences, people become invested in your story, and people start wondering what happens next. And this is a great way to capture the audience's attention. So I was completely captured by your story. I was constantly wondering what happens next in your speech. Now, the next point is the way you used your personal experiences to teach lessons, the way you used stories to teach lessons. And this is, in fact, the best way to teach lessons. And the way the examples you used, the examples about the woman empowerment and the ice cream examples. Now, these are things that we cannot read out of the internet or read out of some book. These are things that are very personal to you, and these are things that are very unique and different. And this is what makes your speech so interesting, and this is what makes your speech stand out. And finally, you were also very calm and just smiling through the speech. This gave a very positive outlook, and it gave out positive vibes throughout the speech. Now, coming to the points of improvement, I think your previous evaluator mentioned something about improving your body language. Now, an integral part of body language is not only just gestures and not your composure; it is also dressing. When you are giving a speech, it is of utmost importance that you're dressing formally, because the way you dress determines the way you want to be taken. If you want to be taken seriously, it is mandatory that we dress formally. Now, the second thing is a flow of the speech. Now, specifically, since you are saying a story, it becomes extra obvious when you stop in the middle and try to recall something, because people are like listening to you, and they're trying to guess what happens next. So when you stop, it becomes extra obvious that you're trying to recall something. So the only way to improve this is to practice more before your speech. Now, as a summary, the positives are you have great storytelling skills, good use of stories to teach lesson, great examples, great composure, and interesting content. The points of improvement are to dress formally during formal meetings and to practice more in order to improve flow. Thank you, and over to the general evaluator.
Thank you to Master Chaitanya. I'll be releasing a quick poll. I request everybody to click it. I hope it's visible for everybody. We'll take 20 seconds to quickly fill. I hope everybody has completed your polls. Moving ahead, we have our tag team ready with their tag reports. So I kindly request timer Toastmaster Vishwa to go ahead with her report and feedback. Toastmaster Vishwa, the stage is yours.
Greetings, Toastmasters and fellow guests. Now I'll be presenting my tag report for the timer today. First set, we had a table topic session. In that table topic session, we had TM Prakash. He delivered his remarks in 26 seconds. Next, we had TM Priyadarshini. She delivered her remarks in 32 seconds. Next, TM Chaitanya. She delivered her remarks in 10 at TM Vain Madhav. He delivered his remarks in 1 minute 22 seconds. Next, we had TM Pavesh. He delivered his remarks in 1 minute 35 seconds. Coming to second set of table topics session, we had TM Priyanka delivered her remarks in 1 minute 13 seconds. Next, TM Shruti. She delivered in 1 minute and 18 seconds. Next, we had a guest, Rahul. He delivered his remarks in 57 seconds. Next, we had TM Pratna. She delivered her remarks in 1 minute 26 seconds. Next, we had our prepared speakers. Now I'll be presenting the report for it. First speaker, we had an icebreaker speech that was timed for 4 to 6 minutes. And we had PM Prakash. He delivered his speech in 4 minutes 15 seconds. Next, we had another icebreaker session that was also required 4 to 6 minutes of speech. And
sorry for the. Thank you, Toastmaster Grishma. Moving ahead, we have Toastmaster Shruti, our counter with her remarks. Over to you, Toastmaster Shruti.
thank you, Toastmasters. So I'll be giving an overall account. Toastmaster Hari Prasad. Sorry.
Please go ahead. Yes, that's understood. Please go ahead.
Toastmaster Hari Prasad had an overall count of 8 with a repetitive use of a. Toastmaster Vavesh Ram had an overall count of 9 with repetitive use of you know. Toastmaster Pratna had 30 with a repetitive use of okay and a. Toastmaster Yash had 6. Toastmaster Venu Madhav had 8 with repetitive use of a. Toastmaster Prakash had 20 with repetitive use of a. Toastmaster Priyadarshini had 12. Toastmaster Chaitanya had 6. Toastmaster Hasmita had 14 with repetitive use of a. Toastmaster Pooja had 5. Toastmaster Venu had 15 with a repetitive use of a. guest Priyanka had 6, Toastmaster Rahul had 3, and Toastmaster Grishma had 10 with repetitive use of actually. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti, for that wonderful report. Moving ahead, we have Toastmaster Yash ready with this grammarian report. I kindly request Toastmaster Yash to go ahead with this report. Over to you, Toastmaster Yash.
Thank you, General Evaluative of the day. It was pleasant listening to all your speeches. So before going on to report, I would like to mention that none of us had used word of the day, and I would like that in the future upcoming meetings we use the word of the day as it will enhance our speeches. So moving on with the excellent usage of grammar. First, Toastmaster Pratna had used pester to annoy somebody. Pester means to annoy somebody. And next was used by Toastmaster Prakash. He used integrate to arouse the curiosity or interest of a person. So moving on with the improvements we could make in our speeches. There were some words which could have been improvised a bit more. To get better at it, to get better at, or to get better in. And every member, each and every member, to be on good, to be go back or to return return, to start up, to start up it, to start it up, and departing up, depart or depart this life. Like depart up itself, depart itself means you're just going, exiting, and this will be and this would be. So we many at times misunderstand between this will be and this would be. So this will be a situation of certainty. When you know this, there's a certainty for chances for this particular thing. And imaginary would be this would be like something which is imaginary situation which won't happen or there are no chances of happening. Something like a fairy tale. And mind, it was fixed in the mind. All the aspects of the meeting, of the entire meeting, all the aspects of the entire meeting, all and entire means the same. So aspects of the entire meeting or aspects of the meeting could be better. And we use another word oftentimes like chosen and choose. We think like chosen and choose could be replaced with each other, but that's not the case. For have chosen, it is like decision in the past taken and it affects your present. Chosen is something which happened in the past and it's affecting your present. And chosen, it's a like past sentence which the decision does not affects your present. Chosen, like you have done something in the past and that doesn't affect your present situation. Next is be improved, or how can I improve it would be better. Like how can that be improved? How can I improve it? To be go back, to return back, or to go back. Sorry, to return or to go back. There was no tense movement. There were no tense movements. It was calm. They were calm or you were calm. You gave me and you given me. Gave me would be better because sometimes we even use a mistake between given me and gave me. So given me is a past present and it is like simple past is gave me. So whenever there is like something which has occurred before, just occurred, like for example, the past year, like New Year is coming up. So the past year you can give given me, this particular year had given me and 2021 will give me something like that, which is occurring like simultaneously, or there is some meeting going on and then you have another schedule going on, then you can use this given me. And give me is something which is past event, like it's not occurred, like it's not a recent event or a continuous event. It is happened in the past, we use gave me. And train going on, train passing by or train going by would be better. That's it from my report. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yash. Let's take another 20 seconds to quickly vote for the best tag team player. I've launched the polls. I request everybody to quickly vote for the best tag team player.
Is horticulture, like about plants and research. எங்க? Seeds, yeah, he has a lot of contacts. That we don't culture there, but we have a lot of contacts. Any seeds you want, we can arrange.
நான் பேசவே வேணாமா கேட்காம என்ன தைரியத்தை ஓட்டா யாருக்கு போடலாம்
Thank you, guys. Let me continue with my grammarian report. Toastmaster Pratana, I kindly request you to.
Sorry, press.
All right. So to start with the general evaluators report, I'll be using the general evaluator checklist provided by Toastmasters. To start with, what happened before the meeting? So before the meeting, the equipment was set properly both on the hybrid meeting side and on the online side. Were the guests welcomed upon arrival? Yes, we asked the guests, we requested the guests to introduce themselves, so we were informed them. Were the guests informed about the Toastmasters meeting format? I believe every individual person elaborated on their particular role today so that the guests understand what's happening. Meeting opening. Was the president prepared and organized? I hope I did that. Did the meeting start on time? Yes, we ensured that the meeting started right on time at 3 p.m. Were all the Toastmasters properly introduced? Yes, the members took efforts to properly introduce every other Toastmasters. Another important thing is that the roles should have been filled properly on time. And today, for this meeting, Toastmaster Pratana ensured that all roles were properly filled before the meeting started. Now, as the general evaluator, were the tag team properly introduced? Yes, I believe the tag team players were properly introduced. The word of the day was challenging enough, which was provided by the grammarian. What I would recommend by all other members is that to try using that word in some part. It can be a mistake, even if you don't know how to use it. Make sure you use it because 1 week, you're learning one word. Over 1 year, you'll easily learn 52 words. So that's the entire idea. You can make use of that. Table topics master. Was the table topics master prepared today? Yes, we all can agree that Toastmaster Puja was well prepared for the day. The topics were well within the team, and the topics were easy for the members to speak and enjoyable also. So with that, apart from that, the prepared speakers were also prepared. All three prepared speakers ensured that they had a proper internet connection, camera setup, and they ensured that their speeches were well within the time. Congratulations to prepared speakers. Moving ahead, all table topic speakers were good enough. What I would recommend to table topic speakers is that you speak for 1 whole minute. The entire idea is for you to understand impromptu speaking. Now, when I say impromptu speaking, is this in this situation? We give you something to talk, you immediately start talking, though you know about it or do not know about it. The entire idea is to make up some stories or bring up your confidence outside. So the next time, try speaking for more than 1 minute for table topics. And I really appreciate the ones who took enough time and spoke for 1.5 minutes. Moving ahead, the individual evaluators were very well presented today. As Mr. Ritvik would say, our faculty coordinator, the quality of evaluations are improving every day. And I'm really happy that the evaluators today did a great job and helped their prepared speakers understand what they required. With that, I'm really happy that the meeting went really well. A few suggestions from my side: ensure that you speak for 1 whole minute in table topics session. Ensure that you do not speak more than the allotted time because we have an agenda and everybody should make sure that you follow the agenda. Read the agenda before you come to the meeting, and that's it. Thank you, and I am glad that we had a great meeting.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. That was a fantabulous evaluation, and also the tag team. As usual, you guys were awesome. Okay, moving on, we're going to conclude our meeting for the day. I just thought I must take time out to thank all the trees and all the dogs that's in the Amrita campus. They did give us this awesome shady place to stay, and the dogs didn't come and bother us. Actually, that's my pet dog. It's called as Kaushik, and it's a pretty cute dog. She belongs to the girls' hostel, but all these crazy nonsense apart, I am actually grateful for the college. So I actually came to ATC, made a couple of friends. I used to be this nerdy loner in the first year. All I did was to go to the library, come back to college, go to the library and repeat. You guys will not believe I made absolutely no friends. But ATC was just one platform where even in the online mode, I got to meet a lot of new people. That's how I met Toastmaster Bhavesh. That's how I met Toastmaster Rupa, Rajeshri. There are a lot of people, okay, and a lot of beautiful stories that each and every member of ATC can talk and correlate about. So this farewell just means that we're going to tell bye-bye to this particular setting. But anyway, all of us, we're going to go to the online meeting. I know it's going to be hard, guys. I know you all want to come to the college and go to the allotted room in AB1. But we know we've got Omicron and COVID. And it's really not possible, right? We just have to live with the system. That's how we all work. So thank you so much for attending this wonderful meeting, guys. And I hope you guys had a lovely session or lovely time today. Have a great time. Wear masks and be very careful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Oh, and I'd like to pass it on to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Bhavesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratana. Let's take 20 seconds. Let's take 20 seconds to quickly vote for the best role taker. The polls have been launched. Okay, thank you all for waiting patiently. So I have the results with me. For the best prepared speaker, we have Toastmaster Prakash. Great job, Toastmaster Prakash. Prakash was extremely nervous here, but I'm really glad he was the best speaker for the day. For the best table topic speaker, I got it. Thank you, guys. For the best individual evaluator, we have two people, Toastmaster Hari Prasad and Toastmaster Chaitanya. Great job, guys. For the best tag role player, we have grammarian Toastmaster Yash. Great job, Toastmaster Yash. And finally, for the best role taker, we have our ever enthusiastic TMOD Toastmaster Prathana. Great job, Toastmaster Prathana. Today is a bit of a sad day because I'm going to miss this gavel. I'll have to leave this back in campus, so I wouldn't have something to bang against. So when we go back, so from the next week, we'll be going on for a completely online meeting. Though this is a sad thing, this is something we got used to. I would recommend you all to find some sort of hybrid meeting or an offline meeting around yourself. So most of us are from metropolitan cities, most of us are from huge towns. Toastmasters are present in every place, like Chennai, Coimbatore. We have some in Coimbatore. We have a lot in Chennai. If you guys want, you can ask me. I can help you find a Toastmasters club. So if possible, go find a club. Try attending offline meetings. I can assure you that online meetings and offline meetings are two different things. Online speeches and offline speeches are entirely two different things. So I would love to see you guys explore both sides of speeches. So if you can find any offline clubs or hybrid clubs, let me know. I'll help you find something. Go attend them. With that, I close today's meet. Close. Thank you. Feel free to provide your suggestions. If you have any feedback, go ahead. Or feel free to disconnect.
What about dinner prices sponsoring us or what?
If you guys come here, I'll sponsor. Thank you. And the meeting is closed. Feel free to disconnect, guys. Bye, guys. Bye.